Good evening, lacrosse fans. Welcome inside Percy Perry Stadium for more U19 World Field Lacrosse Championships here in 2016. We are in Coquitlam, British Columbia, the province of BC in the country of Canada, the host team. The Canadians taking on Team England here tonight in the nightcapper of day 3. Canada playing their second game, lost to the USA 12-5 on Thursday, and England in their first matchup against the Iroquois nation going down in defeat in handily fashion. I believe 22-2 the final in that one, if I'm not mistaken. As both teams looking for their first victory of the tournament here tonight. Canada will be in their reds, England in the white, as it's the all red and white matchup here tonight. And if you want to be part of the webcast, folks, you can do so via Twitter at PXP4Sports. PXP for Sports is where you can find me, or you can email me if you like at pxpforsports@gmail.com. I will shortly be joined by Andy Watson as Taylor Ray, your head coach for Canada, Paul Coops for England, and for everybody tuned in the United Kingdom, either getting up real early or staying up real late, we appreciate you hopping on board here on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Novus. As Andy Watson, Canada, England, here we go.
Man, what a boisterous crowd. England trying to outdo the Canadian fans here during the national anthems. You can hear them cheering every time one of their players' names is read out on the PA system here. James Copeland of Coquitlam doing the PA work next door to us.
Oddly enough, most of the Canadian fans to our side of center, which is directly across from the English bench, and the Canadian fans, Canadian fans in front of us on the English side of the field and Canada's on the other. So a little reverse of what you see on the field as far as the fan support goes, but I'm sure these people will go back and forth all night long. As you know, Canada wants to come in and put their best foot forward, as they did not play anywhere near their best lacrosse on Thursday night against Team USA, Andy.
Well, and I think it's all going to start right off the opening draw. And, you know, just talking to some of the Team Canada personnel before the game, there was a sense of poise, a sense of urgency, and a sense of calm all within that. The urgency sense there, meaning that they want to get out to a quick start. They want to try and score the first few goals, get the crowd into it. But the sense of calm, knowing that this is just game 2 and there's a journey ahead of them, and they know that they've got their goal still within reach, which is to win a gold medal on home soil.
Well, let's see how it goes here, as England will go right to left across your monitor. And it will be Elliot Hurry that gets the start here tonight for England. He did not play in the opener. And just trying to pick up the Canadian goaltender down the far.
Kyle Hebert in net.
Yeah, it is Hebert. In fact, he came in the second half. As I'll let you rattle off the officials there, Eddie Watson.
Crew Chief Peter Mulcahy.
Now you know why I wanted you to read them.
Mulcahy, there we go, Mulcahy. Well, I butchered that name. Randy Malou, Barb Zelani, David Campbell is the CBO, and Kevin Forrester from the United States is the bench manager. Wow, I got to go to pronunciation school.
It'll be Inacio against Pomfret at the Face-Off X. Thanks for joining us here, folks. Canada, England set to go, and blow the whistle. Let's play some lacrosse, and Inacio up with an early face-off. He wants to fast break. And the pass came out of the pocket high as he had it on the back of his stick, and an early turnover here on Canada after a clean face-off win from Inacio. So England with their first possession, and it's Timmy Collins as he's pressured, but losing his stick on the check was Jeff Teat. Russell trying to get away from trouble. Actually, it's 15, not 5. Now it's ready, and here come the Canucks. Feed down to the crease, and an early stop there for Hurry off of Tom Semple, who looked hot.
Great save to start there for England. That's exactly what they needed to get their crowd into this.
There's Russell. That'll give him some confidence, no question. As England will get sent up on Ona. So 2 early transition chances for Canada, but they can't capitalize. As Henrik marked up on his man in behind the goal. As they look for the big man, Cara. Feed down to the crease. Collins from the point. In the right hand. Tough little skipper there, picked up nicely. Ready. And we'll see how aggressive Canada wants to be on D. Thursday night, they spent quite a bit of time just sagged off of USA and let them chew clock up. I don't think we'll see that here tonight from Taylor Ray's Canadians.
For those of you just joining us today, the United States beat Australia in Australia's debut in a 15-4 result in the other Blue Division game today. The U.S. now atop of the Blue Division standings at 2-0. Iroquois 1-0. England and Canada still looking for their first victories along with Australia.
Full field pass with Wise for Peterson. Ben French wears 22. And will accept the pass from Teat.
I would imagine Joe French is either here in person or watching, another former Team Canada player, another family connection here. Dean French, of course, with the management staff.
16 I don't have listed, but I believe that is Tanner Cook, Andy Watson.
That is correct, Tanner Cook.
Going off of memory. And here he is with the ball. You can slot that right in my empty spot in my program there, if you don't mind. Here's Semple and behind the goal. Cutting through the middle and a bit of a force there, but Canada will hang on. Teat. A little cycle here. Ethan Walker. Open. Tanner Cook back to Walker. Loads and shoots, and that one sails high and wide. It'll stay with Team Canada.
Warren Jeffrey, of course, the other another name that
didn't make the program.
Some late additions here for Canada.
Here's Teat open, scores. There's Jeff Teat. Nice little hard sidearm shot. And Canada opens the scoring here 1-0.
Canada getting the first goal, which is exactly what was part of their game plan. Tre Leclaire on the far sideline going one-on-one against Joseph Charlton. Just uses his speed and a nice dodge, and Teat with that box lacrosse skill, quick release shot past the English netminder William Hudson.
And it is Hudson in there. I was just about to correct myself. 26, not 25 there in goal for Team England. Going with the sweatpants here tonight kind of threw me off. Inacio with a face-off win. He turns upfield quickly. Here's Inacio. Feed. Semple. Low stop. As Semple's looked high and then he's looked low, and both times Hudson has had his number.
Hudson, a product of the College of Holy Cross, showing some great skill.
Turnover here. Semple not going to make a mistake this time, and it's 2-0 Canada.
Well, outstanding work. Failed clear there for England. Just a drop pass there as Benjamin Page Laycock couldn't find the feed, and a nice dish there to Semple. Quick fake shot, goal, and that's a sloppy mistake England can't afford to make.
So back to the X, and Inacio been perfect so far for Canada. And he's on to this one quickly again. Here comes Inacio right down Main Street. And Hudson got a shoulder on that one to stop it. As Inacio shot that one from the back of his pocket, never did flip the ball over. And of course, he's got the face-off guru and Jeff Snyder teaching him the ways. As England clears the ball here to Collins. Got a man open in the middle of the field. And a shot stop from Hebert. He wants to chase after it against Cara, but the big man will beat him to it as he lost his stick in the process. And a quick whistle here by the official to get play back underway. Quick 6 minutes gone in this opening quarter. 2-0 Canada. On goals from Jeff Teat and Thomas Semple.
Canada's second goal, scored by number
from Russell. Cara. Leonard, who wears number 9. Cara will take in the feed. Pressured, so he runs to space. And sent a high pass, a hard one to Collins, who did well to bring it in. Sheds off a check, flag down here on Canada. England advancing. And good block inside, but here comes the flag down. And England will get their first man up of the game.
I didn't see the signal. I'm assuming this is a 30-second technical, maybe for interference. See what this English power play can do.
Play ball back in. Zach Pang out there. This is Russell. Back to Cara. He likes to shoot from the outside. No open opportunity quite yet, though. They skip it to Cara. They get it through to him, but had to reach out for it and couldn't step into his shot. Good ball movement here from England. Now the crank, and that one sails wide.
And correction, Jake, the penalty was a cross-check on Bozino. So a 1 minute personal.
Ball knocked down, and Canada will come up with possession here. And good move and run by the long pole.
Poco boy from your little neck of the woods there, Jake.
Ryland Rees, Coquitlam boy living in Poco, Andy Watson.
Oh, okay. It's all the same to me, I guess.
Well,
I don't know the borders.
Yes, let's just say the Saints and the Adnaks don't exactly get along.
It's kind of like saying, anyway, I'm not going to draw an analogy.
Okay.
No, better not to. But Port Coquitlam just outside of Coquitlam, understandably. To the north, is that the correct geographic?
East.
East, okay.
We're pretty much right on the border of Coquitlam and Port Coquitlam here at Town Center. Good stop from Hudson. And of course, Port Moody on the other side.
You may hear Jake refer to the Port Moody bounce pass throughout this broadcast.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get one as we got a broken stick down on the field. Teat snapped his twig.
I don't understand how you can snap your twig in field lacrosse where you can't cross-check, but anyway,
It
I digress.
happens. It happens.
Saw a post on Facebook today, Dan Teat, father of Jeff Teat, making his way out here. There's a push on the back. That's an easy call for the officials.
So Canada in a little bit of penalty trouble here, take their second consecutive one. Leading this game 2-0 as we approach the midway mark of this first quarter in this second round robin game for both squads.
Canada playing a box and one on their man down defense.
And on a string in the middle, Russell. You will see England put their shooters with their sticks to the outside from time to time. Hudson from behind the goal. Feed into the stack. Over the top it comes. Hebert the save. And Canada up with the loose ball. Hebert out of his goal to support his defender.
Team Canada penalty to number 12, Hal Dwobeng. 30-second technical for pushing.
And Canada will clear easy as they return to even man power. As they come across center now. French behind the goal for Semple. screen from Walker. Now Tanner Cook. Good patience here from the Canadians. We'll get things reset. Tre Leclaire can really crank on the run, and here it comes, and there it goes. 3-0 Canada from Delta BC's Tre Leclaire.
Almost prophetic there, Jake, as you said, he was so good on the run, and there he does, comes across the top, gets a nice screen there from Tanner Cook, draws almost a hold, but then a little jump and shoot, and pretty tough shot for the tender there, Hudson, to stop.
It's just not a skill that all lacrosse players possess, the ability to shoot with velocity on the run.
Yeah, and I mean, such a hard thing for a goalie to try and predict what's going to happen. As soon as that guy gets airborne, you don't know where the shot's going to go. You have to assume that there's going to be low velocity, but you don't know where it's aimed, and that makes it tough for a goaltender.
Inacio about as clean as it gets at the draw. And Dougie Jamieson of the Iroquois Nationals really had his way at the faceoff dot. There's an easy flag. Inacio somehow hangs onto the ball as he gets back to his feet, and now it's knocked down, and I'm not sure if we'll get a second one there.
Should have been a second one there. Should have been a second flag for a cross check, but England getting away with just the one there.
So man up.
At the very least, a push on the second one.
Ethan Walker will come to the ball. Riley Curtis, goal line extended near sideline. Here's Teat. As they run a little wheel, Leclaire down to the crease. Who's open? It's Jonathan Donville on the latest Canada goal. There's good execution on the man up, set play.
Well, just looking for an opening, excellent passing, find an open shot, and really that might have been one William Hudson should have had. As Canada now goes up 4-0 with a power play marker.
And just the start they were looking for as you get a look at the Team Canada Brain Trust. Matty Brown in the middle there.
Taylor Ray speaking with the chief bench official, trying to get some clarity on something.
You got Merrick Thompson, Jason Levesque, and a face-off win here for England. Jeff Snyder and Angus Dinley. Lots of experience on that Canadian sideline. Here comes Teat in Canada. Quick feed on the run, hard hit, and a good one. As England can't keep it inside the playing field. There's French down on the baseline now. He'll walk in, try to feed across. It was knocked down by Hudson. Jeff Teat does well to come up with the loose ball.
A nice job by French, too, to be able to help out as a flag goes down away from the play.
So Canada with it outside the restraining line now. And why the whistle, Andy Watson? Because
Flag
they didn't
down.
advance?
Flag down because they put the ball outside after the flag was thrown.
Okay. I thought they had it outside before that flag hit the ground.
We got a slash, though, going against England. One's going against number 22, Daniel Walker at a Timperley Lacrosse Club.
The wind's picking up now, going from east to west across the field. I think the rain might hold off here tonight, but getting quite blustery. Yeah, it looks like Canada wants to run that same play again. This time they look for the skip across. And I thought that might have went off an English stick, but no. And Team England will get the ball. Freddie Atkins trying to leg this one himself, gets cut off. Just over 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 4-0 Canada. And they caused the turnover on the ride. Peterson. Still time to work with here on the man advantage. Teat, the quarterback. Another crease. Open man. Inside jump step, one more. Now Teat. Back to even strength. Riley Curtis. So England manages to kill that off.
Still some good ball movement for the Canadian power play and finding their rhythm, getting their personnel, lots of touches. So that's a positive for Canada.
Here's Walker. Got a screen from Leclaire. Steps into it and rang it off the pipe. And now a battle for the loose ball in front of the Canadian bench. And Team Canada will win that. And then a good ball to the middle of the field, and here they come again.
Great work by the long poles there to get the ball out of danger.
So if this is your first game watching here on Sport Canada TV, they do stop the scoreboard clock inside the stadium and keep official time at the scorer's bench in between the two players' benches. We will keep the clock on the screen for you. Just note it is not official, but that goal will be official from Riley Curtis.
Curtis, one of many players on this Canada roster from Brampton. Excellent ball movement for Canada. Curtis coming around getting a pass there from Teat, a Brampton connection and burying it. A little bit of box lacrosse magic. That's
something they did quite well in their first game. Curtis and Teat working that two-man game.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, watching that last game, there were a few opportunities where Canada just was unlucky against the United States. Goals off, you know, balls off the post, just slightly missed shots. That's something I think we're going to expect to see a little bit more success with for Canada today.
Inacio, another clean win at the dot. Changing the works here for Canada. 90 seconds or so here to go, first quarter. Still changing here as they'll bring a man across center now. And Maitre and hold for the last shot of the quarter here. Marshall King out for a shift. Work into the stack and now pop back out.
Stall warning coming on against Canada.
Got to keep it in the box now. A little swim move. Ball popped up. Canada comes down with it. French around with a shovel. And that goes wide of the goal. Still lots of time here to work with for the Canadians. And the stall still on here.
The timer's on the field, so 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Across the top, shot on the run. Hudson knocked it down, but the rebound right there for Curtis. As number 6 makes it 6 for the Canucks.
Again, just excellent work by Canada on the loose balls. A nice shot. Unlucky for follows not score, but the great rebound and just drops his shoulder.
Rather easy there for Curtis. 20 in the books and 60 to go here from Percy Perry Stadium in Coquitlam for the U19 World Field Lacrosse Championships on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Novus. We will take a quick break. Send me a tweet in the meantime at PXP for Sports, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. All right, Lacrosse fans, we're back and set for second quarter action here between Canada and England. I am Jake Elliott. Thanks for joining us here. Eddie, I'll get you. I got you. Let's blow the whistle. Let's play some lacrosse. And here comes Canada right off the draw with Inacio. Won't force the issue.
I like these jerseys. Black, trim.
They've really done a nice job with all the gear. New Balance, and I'm trying to think of their jersey sponsors.
Is it Warrior?
I believe it is. I don't want to misspeak on that.
I think I just saw something on the CLA website.
Yeah,
about
I was reading.
New Balance deal.
I was reading something on Twitter the other day or yesterday. But they are sharp, red, little white, black numbers. Classic look. Feed to the crease, wide open and denied on the second attempt as well. As a foot race for it to the end line, and England will win that race.
Yeah, optically from up here, I thought Canada won that foot race. Great effort though by both players to get there to the line.
Official much closer than we are, Andy.
Yeah, clearly. Hey, the referee's call is always right.
I'm just going to leave that one alone. Collins, thanks for all the tweets coming in the intermission there. I know lots of fans hanging in there back east, watching their boys, wherever it may be from. Brampton in particular for Riley Curtis and Jeff Teat. And I believe Father Dan is in the crowd here somewhere. As England looking to get on the board here, down 6-0. Big Cara. Pressured as he tries to rub out his man on the loose ball. Collins comes up with it, and I think England got a timeout in before losing possession once again. It is timeout England as second quarter action nicely underway here, Andy. And a much different looking Canadian team. I know they're going up against England and not USA, but just a lot more composure in general here for the Canucks tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to have, in a perfect world, you want to have a couple games before you face your big rival. But probably, in some ways, maybe it was a blessing in disguise for Canada to have a loss, and be able to have to step back and take a look at what they need to work on. And it is a journey. The goal is to get to the gold medal game and to win the gold medal game for all the top teams here in the tournament. And Canada showing a lot of promise. Canada showing a lot of discipline and poise and excellent ball movement, excellent passing. Their defenses look sound. Their man down has looked sound, and they're great at the face-off X as we expected them to be. I think this is exactly what Taylor Ray and the coaching staff were looking for today.
Yeah, Inacio's been great in the face-off dot, and that's something, 50%. I think if you came in thinking, can we go 50% in the dot against the USA, I think they would take that number to give themselves a chance to win. But if they can somehow, get up to that 60% level, I think that's just going to increase their chances that much more.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, possession's so crucial in field lacrosse, and we've seen Jeff Snyder in the past, obviously, show how important that was when Canada beat the US in 2006 and again in 2014.
Here come the English. Quick drive, feet across, nobody home. Can they save it in bounds? Yes. Good hustle there from Freddie Atkins. And England will get set up. Cara wants to bomb one, and he does. Just blew it past Hebert from about 28 feet. Man, does he ever get a lot of whip on that. Watch it again here from big number 1.
I think we described him yesterday as a right-handed Jake Elliott.
Yes, back in my prime, if you will. A few extra pounds on the body now, but Cara looking good out there for England. As they get him on the board here. So 6-1 now. As we approach 3 minutes into quarter number 2. And another face-off win for Team Canada. Boysono will head for the bench. And Canada will make some changes here. Wagner and Inacio heading for the sideline as well. And I think after that first game as well, Andy Watson, everybody's kind of settled into their role now and what they know exactly what's expected of them from Taylor Ray and company over there.
Yeah, and you really do see, a set offense, set draw team. Man down's got some different personnel, so this looks to be the core unit on the field right now for Canada.
Marshall King also wears 19 like his brother Jesse.
Number of former Victoria star Paul Gate.
Of course. There's Donville.
Oh,
Got hog-tied, no flag. Or is there? As they do blow it down here, but it doesn't look like any time served.
no, looked like a little bit of a hook there, which I could call a 30-second hold on, but again, we're not down on the field with the officials, so.
Canada hangs on to possession.
Good ball movement here by Canada.
Donville from the top. Hard feed across. The flip pass. Feed inside, scores, it's Donville, his second of the game. And Canada answers back to make it 7-1.
Well, great feed again from Jeff Teat, getting into the middle and finding Donville open. Nice little dish. There's Teat coming off the screen, and the screen there from Curtis, and just a little flip pass inside. Donville, nice low bouncer. And this offense is looking poised. This offense is looking good. Definitely got the cobwebs out from some drop balls in the first half against the United States the other day. Outstanding start for Canada, now up 7-1.
Nice little shout out from Team Canada, acknowledging our shout out to them for their spectacular uniforms, and they are in fact New Balance. They've really taken to the game of lacrosse as far as equipment and apparel goes, and a flag down on the field now.
It's a good call. The trailing official had a good angle on it, a little cross check away from the play. Or they might be calling it a push on the back, in fact. But good call, and one that needed to be called. Took away a fast break opportunity for Canada. So Canada back to the power play.
And we'll get sent up. Tre Leclaire will be off to Ohio State. Loads, feeds, and a shot sails high and wide.
Leclaire wearing the number 44 number that one of my old teammates, Ryan Ward, used to wear. Former Team Canada player, played in 2006 and also represented his country at the U19 level back in Australia in the early 2000s.
Jordan Hall.
Yes.
Back to even strength now. And another call coming. This will be a crease violation.
Tough for Ryan Lanchbury, who drove the net, got bumped on the back, ended right on top. The English player bumped the Canadian player right into their goaltender, and not what you want to do. You don't want to be hurting your goalie early in a tournament. I still don't understand that, why defensive players drive players into their goalie. But anyway, I digress.
Canada up with possession. Looking for more. And Lanchbury denied. And England with some good hustle will come up with possession. But they turn it over immediately.
All for naught.
And now Jeff Teat with it. Little hidden ball trick still with 51. As I know some of our camera operators are new to the sport of lacrosse, and that always catches them from time to time. That black line you see down your screen is just a thick cable holding up the tent above the stands here, so do not adjust your monitors.
Yes, we're underneath a giant canopy, almost like a band shell here at Percy Perry Stadium here at Coquitlam Town Center. Awesome venue.
Fantastic.
If only the wire could be translucent.
You can't use those big words with me, Andy Watson.
Clear.
Okay.
See through.
There's a drive into the right alley, and that pass sailed out of the pocket there of Ethan Walker and out of bounds. They will not give him the benefit of the doubt. And it'll be English possession here.
Definitely a pass.
Down 6 here, 7-1. Into a double team. Here comes the triple, and the Canadian Ride does the job, puts the ball down on the carpet, and they come back up with it. Nice little backhand flipper. Good move from Tanner Cook. Faking, it's Teat right in, scores.
Cue the highlight reel. That was a beauty.
Just froze his defender with a stick fake and then walked right to the top of the crease. Nice little pass here from Tanner Cook. But here's the fake from Teat, just got his defender to bite and then had the goaltender at his mercy. Makes no mistake, it's 8-1.
Well, and it all started with the ride and the over-the-shoulder ball from Lanchbury. Lanchbury found Cook. Cook drove it into Teat, and that nice little delay. Beautiful goal for Canada, and I think that's forced England to call a timeout here. With just around 11 minutes left in the second quarter, Canada leading 8-1.
We got a timeout down on the field. We'll take one as well. This is the 2016 U19 World Field Lacrosse Championships from Coquitlam's Town Center on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Novus. Send me a tweet at PXP for sports, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. All right, lacrosse fans, welcome back inside Percy Perry Stadium. Jake Elliott, Andy Watson with you. This will be the final game here of day 3. Day 4, Sunday coming up. Another full slate of games. Korea and Ireland get going at 9:30. Taiwan and Israel at 10 a.m. Germany and Scotland, which should be a good game, at 12:30. And then Hong Kong and Mexico at 1 o'clock. Note the start time. 1 o'clock for Hong Kong and Mexico, Andy Watson.
Yeah, well.
And then the final 2 games coming up on day 4. USA will take on, nope, that is wrong. Australia will play England, which should be a fantastic game. And then the big one comes up, Canada and Iroquois at 7:30 Pacific time tomorrow night. I'll have the final 2, England and Australia, Canada, Iroquois, right here on Sports Canada TV. Canada in possession. And it's Dalton Follows who wears number 40. Teat, the latest goal scorer. Looking for an open man, finds one in Tom Semple. Down to the crease it goes. And Curtis just had it knocked out of the pocket at the last second.
Great hustle by Lanchbury to get the ball back after the shot for possession.
Probably one Semple should have pulled the trigger on, but tried to make the extra and make it look extra pretty. There's Follows. Good speed. No shooting lane, though. So he'll find Lanchbury. Semple will come set the screen for him, but it was a moving one. And pretty tight call there from the official, but I think the right one.
Yeah, automatic in field. There can't be any movement whatsoever. So good call based on the FIL rules.
There's England back the other way now. Oliver Curtis. And a fake change there from England, and maybe numbers now if they can spot the open man. One extra pass. Good slide D. And they knock the ball free as Jackson Suboch does the damage. And now Tre Leclaire on the run. Down to the crease. It's Teat stepping inside. And in it goes.
I love the one-hand pass with the long pole from Suboch, and it just made the fast break even prettier. Excellent passing. Rees slides it over, and Teat, as he's falling, the shot
Well, you better not look at Jeff Teat's stick when the ball is in his pocket. You better play body on him because he'll make you look silly. And still, Andy Watson, 2 more years of junior A lacrosse in Brampton for Jeff Teat.
Unbelievable. The guy's got some talent.
Well, the bloodlines obviously paying off, as Father Dan was just an amazing player in his own right.
I coached in Whitby in Tyke, and Jeff Teat was playing for Brampton. And even then, he was gifted and had something special about him.
Good trail check on Inacio. And now a loose ball up for grabs. And England does well with Timmy Collins to come up with that one. Maybe numbers here for the English. Feed into the middle. High shot coming, and that one goes wide. As it was Elliot Leonard who let it go. As we cross, well, just about to the midway mark of quarter 2.
Great crowd here in Coquitlam right now, too.
Fantastic, and sunshine actually starting to peek through the clouds high above. So I think we'll manage to keep the players dry for the rest of the evening.
Nice strip there from Warren Jeffrey, I believe.
Long poles on the attack. There's a shot and a goal. The big man. Jackson Suboch, I should say, finds the bottom part of the goal.
All long pole all the time.
Long pole to long pole. You don't see it very often. Boys to know. To Suboch, and nobody wanted to take the ball carrier, the most dangerous player on the field.
And even before that, it all started at the other end with Warren Jeffrey getting the loosey, making the strip, causing the turnover, and flipping it. Wonderful to see that. Excellent skill with the Team Canada poles, and now they go up 10-1 with about 7 minutes left here.
Now, if you can start to generate offense from your defense, it's going to take you a long way in this tournament. And Inacio pulls another one free, and he has just been a monster at the X for Canada. And that's something, at least back in 08, not sure about 12, Andy Watson, who their draw specialist was. But they got themselves a good one here. There's wide open man in behind the D, didn't pick him up. And Ryland Rees will head across back center. And now we got a little contest going down in front of the crowd. A youngster running by with a Canadian flag, and England says, we'll have none of that.
Hashtag flag wars.
Here's Tre Leclaire. Does he want to fire on the run? He does, and Hudson soaked that one. Man, oh man, does it take some courage to play goaltender in field lacrosse.
Courage is
there
one
we go
word
again.
for it.
Oh, he's stepping his game up. He's tied his flank to a wooden lacrosse stick now.
You can't beat that.
No, I don't think you are.
Waiting for streakers now.
Careful. Russell. From behind the goal.
Canada's 10th goal, scored by number 42, Jason Suboch. Assist to
Pomfret.
number 37, Matthew Watson.
Quick feed. Now ball rolling towards the sideline here. It'll stay on the right side of center. Long pole can reach across, just can't step across. And now ball thrown away, but Russell will track it down just before it heads out of bounds. Nice effort there from Russell, who just runs all night long. This English side very fit. Chance in front, and Hebert says no. As he makes his best stop of the game. Cara wants to push the tempo again here. Boys to know. Finds a trailer. It's Donville. And no transition, so why not dump it inside? As that pass just kind of materialized out of nothing, and now would have got through the crease, I believe.
Nope, timeout for
Timeout Canada. And what do we got here? Just over 4 minutes to go in this opening half, and a much better effort than what we saw on Thursday here from Canada, up 10-1 on Team England.
Yeah, Taylor Ray had talked about how he was a little bit disappointed with the start in the first half from Canada. A lot of drop balls, a lot of unforced errors, And he really wanted to see that corrected early on here today, and I think that's exactly what he's got. Some excellent ball movement from Canada. I've been really impressed with the play of the Poles. We've talked about it. Matthew Bozineau with some great work. Jackson Suboch with some great work. Just outstanding to see the depth of this Canadian team. And some future pros and probably some guys that are going to advance onto the national team at the senior level down the road. Wonderful to see it. For fans that are curious about what happened earlier in the day, the United States, of course, moved to 2-0, looking very, very, very strong. And they defeated Australia in the Aussies' first game pretty handily, 15-4 finish. Hong Kong picked up their first win of the tournament. China, their first official win within the standings, beating up.
Not beating up.
Well, not beating up. Yeah, beating up would be the wrong word.
Yes.
Beating Korea. But I got to tell you, the game of the day for me was Germany and Mexico early on today.
And although it was 13-0, it was just a fantastic atmosphere inside the stadium.
Yeah, excellent crowd noise, excellent cheering sections for both sides. Some really good family connections and family spirit for these teams. And, you know, the Aussies have had a really good traveling contingent with them, English. It's great to see people coming here to Coquitlam to support.
Well, I'll tell you what, big talking England and Canada. Andy Murray, Milos Raonic coming up 5 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow from the All England Club.
Well, this is part 1 of Canada versus England. That'll be part 2, and hopefully
Canada's already made history just getting a player into the gentleman's final, and Andy Murray will obviously have the support of the home side, but my man Milos, he's been on a run as he took down Federer in 5 sets and looking to make a little more history as Raonic for his first Grand Slam title. Sidearm shovel shot goes wide, and Canada will hang on to possession.
Lanchbury was a player that really stood out for me in the scrimmage between Canada and the U.S. back earlier in the year.
Scored that late, and I mean late goal to send that exhibition game to overtime. There's Tanner Cook. Good drive across the top, stop up. Leclaire, a quick swing. Not forcing the issue as we approach that 3-minute mark. Multiple swim moves here, feet inside. There's that 2-man game, and it's Tre Leclaire on the finish.
And some laundry at the end too, so I think Canada going to the power play after this. Beautiful 2-man move though. Excellent swim moves.
Walker to Leclaire. This guy's going to burn himself out by the end of the third quarter. Oh, double Canada flags now. Trying to get a shot of that next time those boys roll by if we can.
The game within the game, Jake.
Well, there's no other atmosphere really like it than international competition when it comes to lacrosse.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
It's just a different vibe to it all.
Collegial yet competitive. And now somebody else with an England flag. Looks like they're plotting a comeback.
And Canada plotting another attack here as they win another face-off. Leclaire and Semple play a little pass. And now a whistle down here. They actually got a youngster with a big old Canadian flag over in the Canadian sideline.
Yeah, a little guy with a Canadian flag just whipping it there.
Yeah, you better be careful. The way the wind's blowing right now, he might just take off.
Future long pole star.
So, 11-1. And our clock's still running here. I'm going to say probably around 2 minutes. So we'll get that reset for you. As now I got double English flags going by. There you go. Here comes Canada now. Now, if we could just line them up like a joust here, Andy Watson, we'd have something. Just, you know, get them on a collision course.
Oh, the one young lad with the flag upside down, though. That's this guy's good, though. The guy with a wooden stick coming in at the end here. Hopefully we catch this coming through. There he is. He's got a wooden stick with a Canadian flag on it. How much more Canadian can you get than that?
Well, I'll tell you what. During warm-ups, I Snapchatted it out that
Snapchat. You're on Snapchat,
Absolutely.
too? Boy.
PXP for sports, man. It's all about branding, Andy Watson. Anyways, the Canadians were warming up, and you were playing the warm-up music. I think you were responsible for that, playing a little Tragically Hip, and I think that is something that we need to institute for the rest of the week here, Andy Watson. Anytime Canada is warming up, I want to hear the Tragically Hip. Can you make that happen?
I can make that possible, and Gord Downey, of course,
pick
legend.
your album up to here, Road Apples, Fully Completely, whatever you want. Just let it run. As I think that really gave the Canucks some good vibes coming into this one, and it's showing here at 11-1. Marshall King on the run. Feed down to the crease, looking for a cutter, open man. Hard rocket there from Leclaire. Into the top corner it goes, 12-1 Canada.
What a missile. I mean, no goalie is going to stop that shot. That was fantastic. Perfectly placed.
Now let's watch where this goes into the goal. You won't get it from that angle, but I can, trust me, it was top cheddar.
That was even too quick for the camera operators. That's how fast that shot was. Gotta love it. This Canadian team starting to get some confidence, and now we got the flag upright properly there with the little lads running by.
I think maybe a hockey stick on the end of that one.
Yep.
Back to center we go, and Inacio has controlled it, but well, they're going to say okay. I thought they were going to blow him down on that one. Inacio wants to go to goal. Nobody's taking the ball carrier, and he scores. And that's just a cardinal sin there from the English. Most dangerous guy on the field, and he is the ball carrier. Nobody went to him.
Hey, I think Inacio was even surprised that he had a clear lane. Maybe they didn't think he could shoot on the draw.
Collins
the draw
not
stick.
even looking, and then by the time he did, it was too late.
Yeah, a couple of English defenders there just having a chat about what happened there, trying to right the ship for next time. You got one of the captains, I believe, Daniel Walker, one of the long poles, trying to get his team rallied up.
And, just talking with a couple of people around from Team England, there's a trip that should be called, and it will be that, you get into that kind of area, well, are you running up the score? Is this, being embarrassing to the game? Is this unsportsmanlike? And from what I understand, the English, they don't want Canada or USA or Iroquois to let up on them. They want them to play the full 80 minutes as hard as they can, because that's the way they believe they're going to get better.
Well, that's the only way you can get better, and it's, that's why you come to these tournaments, to play the best and to experience the best.
And it's, they take it as more of a sign of disrespect if you let up on them, whether, rather than burying them, if you will. And you got to respect that from Team England. We are at halftime, and it's all Canada in this one as they're up 12-13-1. We'll take a short 10-minute break and come back with second half action in about 10 minutes' time. In the meantime, you can send me a tweet or an email at pxp4sports, pxp4sports @gmail.com. There you see it on your screen. They even made a graphic for me right here on Sports Canada TV. Brought to you by Novus. Jake Kelly and Andy Watson. We'll see you in 10 minutes. All right, Lacrosse fans, welcome back inside Percy Perry Stadium as we get you set for the second half between Canada and England, and lots of tweets coming in the intermission here, Andy. I want to address a couple. And first one goes out to Carrie Cameron, wants a shout out for her Abbotsford Warriors heading into the provincials. Good luck to the Warriors.
Go Warriors.
Abby and Gord Wade asking if Tre Leclaire is back for the Delta New West series. He may miss a couple of games, as will Thomas Semple. And getting another one asking Mr. Elliott, which is actually my father, not yours truly, asking me to explain the Port Moody bounce pass. We'll do that momentarily, but let's play some lacrosse. We're underway here in the third quarter. And Canada to the man advantage. The fake flip pass. Down to the crease, wide open, and just got crushed, and another flank to come against England here. As I believe it was Curtis or Walker, was it 6? Yes, Riley Curtis was buried along the crease. So asking me, can you explain the Port Moody bounce pass for me? So that's not the full, in the air pass. It's not the intended bounce pass. It's the in-betweener. It's the short hopper that kind of bounces into your shins.
The one that forces you to bend down, look down, and then you get walloped.
And the reason we call it that is back in our day, being from Coquitlam, Port Moody was a lesser lacrosse organization. And it was kind of our way of making fun of Port Moody, the Port Moody bounce pass. I got to give credit out to Blair Mitchell, who coined the Port Moody bounce pass.
I think if Cam Como's listening right now, he's probably not very happy that you're flagging the Port Moody. He's a proud Port Moody boy.
Why wouldn't he be?
So Port Moody retweeter though, retweeting us.
Yes, that's you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And David Carroll, or Corral, I should say, just giving us a thanks and saying how happy he is that a developmental sport and at this level is what a goal there from Team Canada. And it's Curtis with another, saying to be able to watch a tournament like this from around the world, how fantastic it is to have that available to him. And it's our pleasure to bring it to you here on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Novus. As you watch Riley Curtis tiptoe along the crease as the new goaltender in for both teams is Dwobeng in, and Blundell has replaced Hebert. So hopefully I covered all your tweets coming in, and you can continue to do so via PXP, the number 4 sports on Twitter, or feel free to send me an email at pxpforsports@gmail.com. Back to center, and guess what? Another face-off win for Mr. Inacio. In a little bit of trouble here, but keeps the motor going and finds some open space. As Canada will get it across center now. And with a step on his defender, we'll pull this ball back out, and Canada will get reset. Defensive midi Iacoca will head for the bench as on comes French.
We haven't said Iacoca a lot today. Haven't seen him out there a lot.
Well, he's, mostly on the defensive side, so doesn't get a whole lot of recognition. Doing a fine job here for Canada, as England being held to 1 goal so far.
People in the lower mainland pretty spoiled with quality lacrosse. You get the stealth during the winter.
There's follows,
nice
loading,
move.
and Dwobeng with a good stop, as follows can really cut on a dime, and now he's got to hustle back into the play here. As England on the attack. Russell will go for a run. As England will go searching for their second goal of the game.
England looking for an ISO play here.
And now England around the cage. Cara, the lone goal scorer, will have to chase after this loose ball. And he better hurry. As he gets it up into his pocket in time. Working along the sideline here. With Suboch all over him. And the big man so good at shielding that ball with that big frame.
Canada's 14th goal, scored by number 6, Ryland Rees. Goal 1 minute, 34 seconds.
And Warren, I'll address your couple of emails here as time permits. Thanks for checking in. Here's Cara, and probably a missed opportunity there for England to take an open shot, and now numbers for Canada upfield. It's passed inside, and inside the goal it goes. As I believe it was French on the finish. And Canada makes it 15-1.
Well, excellent transition. A great ball movement from Canada. As we saw Warren Jeffrey start it. A couple dishes inside low to French. French makes no mistake. English goalie Dwobeng really didn't have a chance.
No.
There's no hope.
So Warren asking me, what's the difference between a skipper or a skip pass as opposed to a bounce pass? Well, the skipper or skip pass is in the air, but instead of going around the horn, if you will, and touching each guy closest to you, you skip a player and try and force an extra one through the defender to kind of break up the rotation, if you will. And there's Tre Leclaire once again with a high heater into the top of the goal, and things getting out of hand here for England now. So skip pass is just when you skip a man in the rotation. If you're in a circle, you skip a body. And I explained the Port Moody bounce pass, so there you go. And I probably should have read the rest of his email, as he asked me not to mention his name. You got to put that at the top of the email.
It's all good. Attribution's important in our line of work, says Andy Watson.
Canada's 15th goal, scored by number 22, Dan.
But no, I was saying
I
earlier.
appreciate it coming in, though.
Yeah, saying earlier, Jake, how lucky we are to be here watching this tournament. How lucky we are to have lacrosse year-round, as there's a push on the back.
Flag down.
But we've
And
got
maybe a second here.
Yep, looks like a second. English player down. Getting back up slowly. But we have the Stealth in the winter.
Yes, Vancouver Stealth, National
Wonderful
Lacrosse
team.
League.
Yep. You're the voice of the Stealth.
I am indeed.
Ticket seller for the Stealth.
I am indeed.
And jack of all trades for the Stealth.
Well, I think those are probably my two hats that I wear for the Stealth.
Probably give some good marketing advice, though,
Sure.
behind the scenes.
Sure, why not?
Jake Elliott.
Yeah.
And then we have BC Junior A Lacrosse. We've got the WLA, BC Senior League, Senior B League, and it's a great intermediate A league. We've got university ball with Simon Fraser playing in the NCAA. And then tournament like this, it just caps off a full meal deal for the whole year.
Well, let's not forget club lacrosse as well during the fall and spring.
Indeed.
Wagner on the scoop. He'll run towards the goal.
Ooh, gets chopped on the free arm. I think the referee looking for a flag, and maybe he's tucking in the jersey. Yep, tucking in the jersey.
Semple.
False alarm.
Canada 2 men short here, but in possession. As England trying to run him down. And now the triple team comes here. And somehow squirming out of there with it. Is now forced into the coffin corner. And just has to throw the ball up for grabs, but pushed out of bounds before he was able to do that, and England will get possession.
Looks like a timeout call as well for Canada.
Well, maybe it was before they lost possession. They called timeout, and Canada will hang on to it.
I saw a flag fly too, so I don't know what the call might have been on that. We'll get the official.
So Riley Curtis with 3 and 1 so far for Canada. Tre Leclaire with 4 and 1. 3 and 2 for Jeff Teat. Tom Semple with a pair. And a couple of assists for Marshall King. Donville with a single, as well as Inacio. And give one to the long pole, Suboch, and Boysen 2 for 2 in the draw. Inacio 15 for 16, Andy Watson, as Canada just dominating the face-off X.
Yeah, and the one that he lost was just, it almost looked like his stick got clamped down. So we see an English fan there, proud, still supporting the team. really happy to be out here. And
That's a great shot there. You got the Canadian flag in the far background.
Great camera work here, and I know you're enjoying it at home and getting the replays. It's nice to be able to offer this to you, and we appreciate you subscribing and tuning in, and we really appreciate the support, and we hope that you can make it out to a game in person if you get a chance, and if not, then you continue to watch live on Sports Canada TV.
And we will be here right up until championship time on the 15th, 16th?
16th.
16th, excuse me.
Yep. Semifinals will go on July 14th, quarterfinals for those teams that require them on the 13th, and the placing games begin on Friday the 15th with the 5th place bronze medal and gold medal games on Saturday the 16th, all via worldlacrosse.tv and of course live here at the stadium at Coquitlam Town Center.
Back underway as we have 11 and a half minutes to go, third quarter. And 6-on-6. A quick skip low. French looking for a cutter around the screen. Pass a little off the mark here, and Canada can't save it in bounds as Lanchbury. Probably should have had it, but the pass probably should have been a little better from Ben as well. Free clear here for England. Forget the two big ones coming up tomorrow. England, Australia at 4 o'clock Pacific time, and then Canada will take on the Nationals of Iroquois.
I would expect we'll have a big audience here and online for both of those games.
I cannot wait for that game tomorrow. I think that is just going to be a real gem of the tournament and a real important game for both teams as well, as we got another timeout down on the field. So we will take a short break. You are watching U19 World Field Lacrosse Championships on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Novus. We're back after this. All right, Lacrosse, welcome back. 10:45 to go, third quarter. It'll be English possession, as Cara will scoop it up off the turf here at Percy Perry Stadium. Russell, who can run for days, finds Cara, but the pass was a little left to be desired. And now French out duels two English players for the ball. Good lead feed. Here comes Canada. Long pole. Stopped from Dwobeng. Not enough, though. It trickles home. As it was the Poco product, Ryland Rees, with his first goal of the tournament.
Oh, great
Nice little feed there from French. Put it right in the pocket. Rees had a look and said, you know what? I'm going on this one myself. And Dwobeng got a touch, but not enough.
Tough to put your body on the line like that, as Dwobeng did, and then still have the ball go in past you. He made a valiant effort to make that stop, but when you've got that much velocity behind it with a long pole, pretty much almost every time on an open look, you're going to score.
And they will call procedure here, as it was actually the long pole taking that draw. Matthew
Boisano. Whitby product.
Yes. One of your Whitby boys. There's Cara. Is that where you're originally from, Andy?
I lived in Whitby for a while. Miss Mr. Burger, one of the best hamburgers in North America.
I do enjoy a good burger. Actually had one here from the concession today. There's a scramble for the loose ball. You got me thinking about burgers, man.
I know. Dangerous thing.
A loose ball rolls free.
These long poles for Canada are really impressive.
Well, I just didn't see this yesterday at all, these long poles running the field like they are today.
Make Brodie Merrill proud. Somebody should tweet you and find out. I'm curious to see how many of these guys are at prep schools like the Hill.
Well, just the Hill alone, I think,
yeah.
off this, they've come through the Hill. Brody, you can get at me, but I believe it's, you know, probably 6, 7, 8 guys maybe.
And I know the Iroquois have a few as well. And that, you know, Peter Merrill.
Well, it's just a factory.
No, it's just a factory. Peter Merrill, kudos to him for taking the initiative to develop something for kids in Ontario to stay home, but get the training and development they need. And it's been a wonderful thing for these players.
Hashtag Hill Pride. And obviously Brodie Merrill, the orchestrator of it all. And not too many better to learn from than 37 as Canada with another, but they wave it off on the crease violation.
Good work by the referees to confer before making that call. Good team decision.
Collins with a nice one-handed catch.
Canada packed into a zone here.
And England, you might as well start to get aggressive now, down 16 here. And they also want to kind of stay within their game plan for when they play other teams. And there's a chance in front, and they score. I believe it was Austin Hudson on the finish. And England with their second.
Good ball movement from X.
Zach Peng with the feed. And Hudson with the finish past Blundell. Bullen, excuse me. I don't know where I came up with Blundell. Out of Calgary, Alberta. Member of Big Red. As I saw my man Freddie Jenner earlier today, he was over with his daughter for the women's tournament, and she is a member of BC, so they're actually playing the Nationals and the Worlds at the same. They've played 6 games in 2 days.
Unbelievable. A tournament within a tournament. That's part of that U19 youth tournament.
6 games in 2 days.
That's a lot of lacrosse.
My goodness.
They're still playing right now, actually, on the adjacent field.
And then the U15 boys will take up next week. Ethan Walker. Tanner Cook. As Canada's changed up a little personnel here in the second half. As they go for that screen play again. Lanchbury denied. Semple can't strip it. And flag down here on Canada. I'm not sure for what. I think it's going to be French that gets it. Here comes Collins, however. Collins with a low shot, and that one goes wide.
I think it'll be for a slash.
Pretty weak.
Hold.
Weak call if it's a slash.
No, she got him on the hold. A veteran international referee here, Barb Zelani.
Bab says she is affectionately referred to.
Yes, indeed. So Canada down 30 seconds.
And again, they got that right-hander Collins over on the far side of the field, and
I don't see Cara out there right now, though.
Yeah, a little surprising. Back up top, down to the crease. Good play here for England, and everything but the finish as Canada comes up with a loose ball.
I actually do see Cara on the England sideline with his helmet off right now. Maybe they're resting their guys knowing that they've got that big game tomorrow against Australia.
Sidearm shot, and in it goes. Hard rip from Lanchbury, finds the back of the goal.
Well, the flag game is just up to a new level. Somebody now wearing a Chewbacca mask as they run by with the flag. Fans still having fun here.
I'm surprised he lent that thing out. Matty Brown still coaching hard over there, wearing the shorts down there from Matty Brown.
It's not shorts weather. You can't tell from your TV screens, but it is cool and fall-like.
Yeah, I'm wearing a hoodie right now, and I'm constantly sweating. So, but Matt Brown now resides in Denver, and weather can change on a dime there. So I'm sure he's braved worse elements than this. Inacio. We'll leave it there for Tommy Semple.
If any of the Inacio family are watching.
Now we're getting conflicting reports in here, but
yes.
I know, Andy, you talked to team personnel, and they gave us that pronunciation, but one of your refereeing compadres telling us it's Ignacio. Let me look at that again. Anyways, we're going to go with Inacio until somebody tells us different besides him.
Feel free to tweet Jake. What's that handle again?
Yeah, one more time for you. PXP, the number 4 sports is where you can get at me. Shot from Semple, and flag comes down as Dwobeng made the stop.
Oh, just a vicious slash away from the play. I think that was 14 for England. James Pomfret taking out number 19.
A little frustration.
Sam Dyson doing his best Canadian lumberjack impression.
Late stages of quarter 3 now. And another man up for Canada as they go looking for number 19. Teat, who's back out there for the man up. Feed down to the crease, and in it goes. Lanchbury again on the setup from Jeff Teat.
Well, just almost a Canadian box lacrosse style power play. Good ball movement. Teat finding a man open, and just a short side shot. Dwobeng no chance, and Canada up now 19-2. Very late stages here, the third quarter.
The English faithful still into it, however. And they will take on Australia tomorrow, which should be a very competitive game. And then Canada and Iroquois on the nightcap for day 4. Inacio, another win. And Canada gets the ball to Mackenzie Iacoca. As wind really starting to pick up now, as you can probably hear it whistling through our headsets. Another offensive possession here late in this third quarter. Clock not quite on the field yet as French drives in, and then warding will be the call from the official. And I think the right one once again.
Yeah,
taking that free hand off and pushing away on the defender with the hand off the stick. Illegal infield lacrosse. Warding, free hand, depending on which way you want to call it.
It's so awesome coming to a tournament like this, though, where you get the very best officials. And you know, they've done a very good job through 3 days.
How does that selection process work as far as finding officials for an international tournament?
So referees have to apply through their national sport organization. So every country will then not get a list of nominees, make a selection based on the nominees they receive. Most of them will referee. I know, for example, in Canada, you have to referee at your national championship, be assessed there. Then the top nominees are assessed, and the best ones end up at the World Championships.
So it's kind of like tryouts, but for referees.
You got it, and there's a fitness test, too.
Oh, my. So I'm out then. I'm out.
Jake, you'd make a great referee.
I'm happy right where I am, thank you. And we have 60 minutes in the books. 20 to go here from Percy Perry. It's all Canada in this one. They're up 17, 19-2. We're back with the final 20 minutes right after this on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Novus. Lacrosse fans, we're back. We're live. U19 World Field Lacrosse Championships here in 2016. We are at Town Centre Stadium at Percy Perry Field in the city of Coquitlam, the province of British Columbia, in the country of Canada. Andy Watson, I am Jake Gillett. As the two teams back out to center to start fourth quarter action. That's your cue, Andy.
Yeah, well, you know, I was just looking around at this crowd. Everyone's starting to bundle up a little bit. A few people leaving with the score pretty much in this game I don't think is in question anymore. But I commend those that are still sticking around and watching the finale here.
Here comes Inacio and on goal, and he's stopped from Dwobeng.
That was like a box stop. He got the shoulder up. That was nice.
Inacio didn't take a big wind up, but there's the long pull down Main Street. Ryland Rees with his second of the game.
I wonder if that's a career high for the long pole. Maybe at the international level. He's probably lit up the scoreboard a few times in his previous games.
Well, his Port Coquitlam Saints will be taking on the Langley Junior Thunder in a 4-5 wild card best of 3 to kick off the BC Junior A playoffs.
Yes.
But they will be out without Ryland for the first couple anyway.
Yeah, I've heard Tuesday, Thursday, Friday will be the game schedule.
So all three then.
Yeah, so that's a big loss. We'll be without one of our key stats volunteers, Josh Kelly.
Yeah, okay. So we're all feeling the effects.
But for those of you in Coquitlam, maybe not at this game because you're back at the hotel, you should check out some Canadian box lacrosse while you're here. Lots going on.
Yeah, well, I know lots of teams before the tournament started made their way, and here comes another chance down to the crease. Hard shot, and it goes.
Oh, nice dish from Bozineau to French.
And French makes no mistake. And Canada pouring it on here to start the fourth.
Incroyable. Another long pole coming down the pipe. Draws a double slide and just makes it so easy for French. No chance for Dwobeng. And Canada now up into the 20s. 19-goal lead, up 21-2. As the wind howls again here at Percy Perry Stadium. Another great evening for lacrosse. Much better than Thursday night, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely.
So England getting possession off the violation on the draw. See what they can do here. Fourth quarter possession.
Yes, wind really starting to pick up now. 21-2 Canada.
Amazing how many volunteers an event like this takes. I'm just looking around.
Well, how many do you have, Andy? I mean, got to be a couple hundred?
Well, yeah, over 200. Last I heard, I think we were in the 220, 230 range. Everything from ball boys, ticket takers, the score clock, people up here in the booth working with us.
I mean, it's been excellent, and everything's kind of gone off without a hitch so far.
Yeah, transportation, parking.
That one on the outside of the goal as the English fans a little premature with their celebration. But Canada will hold on D and start the slow clear now. Semple. Canada will bring a man back across center as they make the change. Lanchbury. Tommy Semple. Good ball movement here from Canada. Leclaire. Semple one more time to X. And there's the Port Moody bounce pass. We finally got one. Now the drive from the left wing. Little flip. Here's the go. Leclaire left it behind. Pass was a step behind him as well, but Leclaire stays after it and comes up with the ground ball.
I know we don't keep full ground ball stats. We'd need a bigger team to do that. But I would have to say Canada's got to be, 80% of the ground
Yeah, I
balls
was
today.
about to say 80-20 probably. I think you're right on there.
Jim Veltman once told me when I worked for the Toronto Rock how important it was to win the loose ball battle. Mr. Scoop himself.
Not sure there was any better in the game than Jimmy V when it came to picking up loose balls. As that'll be a crease violation on the Canucks. Keep saying Canucks. I should probably mix in a couple of Maple Leafs in there as well.
Yeah,
But just
the red and white. Well, you can't do white. You could do red, black, and white right now, but that doesn't really say Canada.
just kind of. I know there's lots of Toronto Maple Leafs fans out there, and I don't want to encourage.
Yeah,
it.
no, that's just not wise at all. Did you hear they're winning the cup?
Yeah, right. Plan the parade
Plan
right
the
now.
parade, yeah.
All right. We're all on the same team here tonight, though, and it's the maple leaf of the Canadian flag we're cheering for. As Team England looks to generate a little momentum here heading into tomorrow's matchup with the Crocodiles, and a shot and a stop from Bullen.
Unlike the last game where Michael Sauer stood out for me as probably the best player on the field, this Canadian team has really scored by committee. There's been lots of cooperation. England hasn't really had a standout offensive player. Again, they work in the team game, both teams. That's a good sign for a long tournament like this.
Yeah, Riley Curtis, Tre Leclaire have kind of stood out for me.
Ryland Rees.
Of course. A nice patient offensive set here for the English. So we have just over 13 and a half minutes to go in this one. Canada will go to 1-1. England will drop to 0-2. And Canada will take on the 1-0 Iroquois Nationals tomorrow night.
I'm already getting excited for that one.
Same here, my friend. Should be a dandy. And pass just over the mark. Ball bouncing around. It'll find a Canadian pocket. And Ben French. So you got Dean French and then Joe French and now Ben French. Is that all the same?
All the same trio. Dad being Dean, and
What's the plural of French? Is it Frenches?
not Frenchies.
A well-known name in Canadian lacrosse, of course, the Frenches. I guess it is Frenches. I'm going with Frenches.
Or you could just say the French.
Yeah.
The franchise. Hashtag the franchise.
All right, Andy.
Get that trending.
All right.
We get too excited here in the play-by-play booth, working alongside the expert.
And it's been a long day for yours, truly, and even longer for Andy Watson, who has been here morning, noon, and night for the past 3 or 4 days at least.
Labor of love.
Shot, scores. And it's Riley Curtis with his 4th.
He was missing the stat sheet. It's been a little while since he'd put his name on there. So back out on the field, excellent one-on-one move, midi on midi, and just shooting on the fly, making it look easy.
It's a 20-goal lead here for Canada. As we've seen some rather lopsided scores the last couple of days, which doesn't make our job particularly easy, but entertaining lacrosse nonetheless. But all your tweets and emails have definitely helped the cause. As we get into the championship rounds next week, we'll run down the tiebreaker scenarios for you tomorrow. The crossovers, the playoffs. But the games will become closer. They will become more competitive as we move along. And tomorrow should be the start of that.
While we have a moment, Jake, I want to give a shout out to Timothy Morgan, who's the FIL's Director of Communication. He's been tirelessly tweeting and posting and Facebooking and posting stories and Following this tournament from afar, it's always hard doing work from afar when you're not on site and having to rely on the host and other teams to get the information that they need.
Sure.
But big shout out to him. He's done a really good job at elevating the international brand of the FIL, and under the tutelage of Stan Cockerton, the FIL is doing some really good work. Haiti becoming the 55th member nation recently.
Yeah, I'm open for that coaching position once again, Haiti, if you're out there listening.
Jakey and Haiti. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. Lanchbury with the ball.
Yes, and Deal almost slipped down there as he went for the face dodge. Feed in behind for Semple.
Stall is now on. Stall warning.
Marshall King. Curtis will swing.
You know what's gone, and I miss it? The nickname. The nicknames just they don't stick anymore.
I've been really kind of pushing that envelope a little bit with some guys like Westberg. I like to call the Iceman.
Yeah, I like that. Iceberg, Westberg, yeah.
Cold-blooded in his veins.
Yeah.
I got Jesse King down as the natural because he's just so silky smooth. Mark Matthews, who I coined in 08 right here at this very field, the mailman.
Nice, yeah, that's good.
Mark Matthews, 2 M's, always delivers, does Matthews.
Another Canadian goal here.
So I keep trying to push those 3 in particular, but they're not quite catching on quite yet. But I'm working on it. So tomorrow's game, as Doug Arthur from Brampton lets me know, Canada and the Air Call will feature 3 of the top 4 scorers in Ontario Junior Lacrosse: Teat, Peterson, Stats, and the 4th player, Gibson, for Brampton, was cut by Team Canada tryouts. So. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Teat and Stats going head-to-head on offense, and throw Peterson into the mix as well. It's going to be a fun one.
We haven't seen Pedersen a lot in this game.
No, he's been playing more of a defensive role.
Yeah. I guess everyone's got their role, right? So Canada really getting their rhythm.
So my man at the Stringer's Shack, shout out to the Stringer's Shack, asking if the pocket rules are similar to NCAA lacrosse or a little more liberal.
Well, not being an expert in the NCAA rules, I can only speak to the FIL rule.
Okay.
But you are...
Well, he'll know the NCAA rules, so
yes.
You tell me the international rules.
So there's the 2-inch on the string, and then your ball cannot come below the pocket. So if you're looking face value at the straight ahead at the plastic, right, that ball can't come below the plastic.
Can't see any gap in between the ball and the head of the stick.
Right. Ball's got to come out freely if you tip it over on a stick check.
Either way, down or up. Or just
one motion down from top to bottom.
Okay, so it's got to fall out.
And a little trick for you at home, kids.
So no pinching allowed?
No pinching allowed.
Okay.
Pinching is technically illegal.
We're talking about the stick now. Just
we
so
are,
we know.
yes.
Don't pinch me.
The stick check, if an official does a stick check, they are not allowed to push that ball down.
Okay.
And as a player, you should pop your pocket out so that when the ball goes in, it just sits loosely.
But when they call for the stick check, you're not allowed to touch your pocket.
You know, you're not.
You immediately have to can you drop your stick? Like, I find it really weird in women's lacrosse after they score a goal.
Yes.
They automatically, and then the first time I saw it, I thought she was like doing like the mic drop of her stick for her celebration. I thought, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then somebody said, no, they're required to do that.
You know, I would almost...
Length of the sticks, 42 to 40?
40 to 42, that's correct. Long pole can be 52 to 72.
Okay. And no regulations on the goalie pockets?
Correct.
Okay. Well, there you go. Hopefully that answered your question. Keep them coming at PXP for Sports or pxpforsports@gmail.com.
Big round of applause for the English team there, winning the draw, getting possession.
It's 23-3 Canada, and England has the ball. There's the big boy out there, Cara. What do we got? 24?
23-2.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Jumping ahead there. You're anticipating
my bad.
a third goal.
No, I just threw my production manager under the bus there and made him change the score. 23-2. And let's give England a goal. Michael, no? Okay.
Well, there might be one here. Cara with the ball.
And that shot is stopped from Bullen.
Bullen has looked good. He hasn't really faced a lot, but he's looked good in the cage for Canada.
Yeah, and we'll see how it plays out going forward because Bullen did start against the States, and Canada, wouldn't say it was on Bullen, but got off to a very slow start in that game and dug themselves such a deep hole that they just couldn't get out of it. But when Hebert came into the game, I think it was about 50%, four goals on 8 shots.
Yeah, he played very well.
So we'll see who starts tomorrow night and whether they split time again or maybe just go with one in between the cage.
I would think in all of these round-robin games, you try and get both goalies in as much as you can, evaluate them. Even though it's a huge game against the Iroquois tomorrow, likely based on what we're seeing, it would be U.S. finishing first and Canada and the Iroquois second and third. But, I mean, from that, you're on a path to play each other again in the semifinal. So really, whether you're second or third, it just, your path is just slightly different.
That's really why you want that first overall spot, is so you don't have to face a team like USA or Iroquois twice before you get to the medal rounds.
Yeah. So Canada obviously will be cheering for the Iroquois in their game against the United States, because a three-way tie could benefit Canada if they're able to beat the Iroquois tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Of course, that is also not factoring in, Australia's potential against Iroquois and Canada.
Sure.
Based on how they played against the U.S., on paper, Canada and the Iroquois would be the favorites in those games. But, hey, that's why you play the games, and this is a long tournament. Anything can happen. Teams can improve.
This is Tre Leclaire. Not quite the port midi there. That was a pretty good bounce pass. And shot and a goal.
Tanner Cook, I think.
Tanner Cook indeed, number 16.
I believe he's from Curtis, Ontario, just outside of Whitby. Powers through the defender there, gets
strong runner.
Pole. Yeah.
Got that old school black shaft, black head. As you see Tom Semple's stick down there, going with that new look pocket. I don't know if we can get a close-up on 65 stick. But some new kind of, I don't know what you call it, technology.
Yeah, 95 stick, I believe. Semple wearing 95. I'm throwing you under the bus now.
Excuse me.
Just to aid our camera operators out. But if we get a shot of his stick, that would be awesome. Next time we get to see him with the ball.
I saw Westberg using one of those as well.
The mesh technology, though, has improved so much.
It's crazy. I mean, it is absolutely crazy how many different types of mesh and how many mesh companies are out there now. And not only that, but you mentioned the technology, how long it lasts, how it stretches, how it's weatherproof, soft, hard, medium, all of it. You got the monster mesh, the mogul mesh, all of it. It's gone to another level.
Flag down here. Canada going to be assessed a penalty.
You a stick stringer, Andy?
No.
Me either. Me either.
I leave that one to the experts.
I know how to take care of a wooden stick pretty well, but as far as stringing out my own field sticks, not a chance.
What was your favorite method? Was it Campbell's soup? Was it a lacrosse ball, a weight?
You know what? I used a mini shot put, and then I put like a piece of wood through it to kind of have it stretch down. And I remember my dad one time had my stick, and he put linseed oil in my pocket, and it absolutely ruined it. It was a CCM wooden lacrosse stick.
You don't see those very often.
No, you don't. He was a school teacher at a high school back when they had just like garbage buckets full of wooden sticks that they would pass out to students for PE class, and my eyes just about bugged out of my head when I went up there into the equipment room one night and had my pick of the litter from about 100 different sticks and plucked a couple of beauties out of there. Centennial High School, if you're scoring at home, hopefully they don't track me down to charge me for those babies. It's about $400 now. But they were so much more readily available back in the day. Now you have to kind of go to the reservations. Actually, Extreme Threads has a couple at their tent for sale here at the tournament. So if you're stopping by, make sure you check those out.
Yeah, they worked with traditional lacrosse out of upstate New York area, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're in Akwesasne or maybe down in Onondaga.
Yeah, upstate New York, it's tough to say. Traditional, well, if you're out there, I'm sure you're listening in. PXP for Sports. Yeah, I managed to get mine from Mikey Thompson at 2014 President's Cup. And actually, funnily enough, I'm a left-handed player, and most lacrosse sticks, wooden lacrosse sticks, is a good save from Bullen there. The catgut is on the left side of the stick, which makes it really good for me to slash people with the wooden style of it. But the only one that Mikey Thompson had was a right-handed curve on it, which is probably a good thing because I never want to use it. It's kind of a trophy piece that I just kind of keep on my mantle. But so now I don't get to slash anybody with.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Saving people's arms since 2014.
I miss it. I miss using the Woodies.
Yes, I still fondly remember my Superboy.
Yeah, well, there you go. Those were the Logans and the Superboys is what you want. We're getting way off track here, but this game is so far out of hand, we might as well talk about some other things. As these two teams will have the quick turnaround. Shorter for England as they play the 4 o'clock game.
That'll be 3 games in 3 days for England against tough opponents.
Yeah, tough schedule, and you think about it, Australia just has played just the 1 game so far.
And they'll be fresh after playing at 4 today, so they get that extra little bit of cushion.
Good schedule for the Crocodiles. We're under 3 minutes to go here, just over 2 to be in fact. And Canada, after a disappointing opener against the States, comes out in blazes here against England and puts up 24. And still looking for more. Flag down here on England. Well, I guess the Maple Leafs will feel a lot better about themselves going to bed tonight after this performance and be a much more confident group heading into the big marquee matchup tomorrow night against Iroquois.
Yeah, I would have to think Taylor Ray, Matt Brown, and coaching company, the management staff have to be happy with this performance. From position to position, everything's looked good for Canada. They've been able to give some different players some different looks. Lots of opportunity for everyone on the roster to get on the field, and this is exactly the kind of game you want going into a big one tomorrow night.
Taylor Ray will call one more timeout and extend our evening just a little bit longer here, Andy Watson.
Gives us an opportunity to thank our presenting sponsor, Novus. Novus is a TV and internet service provider, and telephones as well here in the Lower Mainland area. Visit novusnow.ca if you want to learn more, but they were instrumental in getting the fiber working here and making sure that we were able to deliver this awesome work from our production crew here via Sports Canada TV. But Novus doing excellent work right up until the day of the opening game, to make sure that we could broadcast this to you, and building some infrastructure here at this facility, which will help for broadcasts in years to come. So thanks to Novus, thanks to all of our sponsors. It's been tremendous having this support. Without it, this tournament wouldn't happen.
Let's get a list for tomorrow, Andy, so we can address each and every one of them properly. Make a note.
Well, I can tell you off the top
you got
of
it
my
in
head.
the book. All right.
Yeah.
Run it down for me, man.
So, Province of British Columbia, they provide a sport hosting grant of $60,000 to assist tournaments like this with showcasing.
I will negotiate my raise after the game.
Mine too, going from 0 to 0, right, Jake?
Yeah, you betcha.
Spirit of Coquitlam, their 125th anniversary here in the city of Coquitlam. This is part of the Spirit of Coquitlam grant program.
Redfish Upriver.
Yes,
Coquitlam.
indeed. Yes. CSTT Sports and Extreme Threads are our other platinum sponsors, and there's a whole bunch more. You can find them all at 2016worldlax.com if you want a full list.
Fully encourage you to check out the website. As Canada out of the timeout. There's the skip pass through the defense. And a turnover here on Canada. Give the English fans some credit here. They're still into this one. Open man, wrong side of the field for Timmy Collins, who spins back strong side and just put it over top of the crossbar. No backup there for England. As being told that stick that Tommy Semple is using is the Warrior Warp, and the mesh actually built right into the head.
Well, that's pretty cool technology.
I know my man down in Denver, Jamie Lincoln, who's actually up in Canada right now, I believe, but a Warrior rep now.
It's awesome for the lacrosse community, guys that are such good players to be able to work and do stuff with the sport they love.
That guy's just like got it made, that Jamie Lincoln
Yeah.
down there. I mean, he's married to a Denver Broncos cheerleader. Just got one of the best. I've literally been watching his kid grow up on Snapchat. Like, he's just on it all the time. And now he's a professional lacrosse player, working for Warrior, traveling around the country selling lacrosse equipment. Not a bad life that Jamie Lincoln's living.
Pretty good gig. Stall warning here.
We
on
got
Canada.
a pretty good gig here ourselves at center field of the 28 2016 U19 World Field Lacrosse Championships. And we just got to find ourselves an NFL cheerleader and we'll be all right. Into the final seconds, clock on here on the field. And Canada will just play a little pass as they will take down England in convincing fashion here this evening. Your final score from Percy Perry Stadium: England 2, Canada 24.
The 2-4, Jake.
Yes, indeed. Well done, Andy Watson. Let's get you some final stats here for the Canadians before we get you on your way.
Thank you very much for coming out. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a safe drive
So
home.
Donville with the goal, Riley Curtis with 4 and 1. Lanchbury somehow ends up with 4 goals out of nowhere.
He scored a couple back-to-backers, I think.
Ethan Walker with a couple of assists. 1 for Stovall. Tanner Cook with a goal. 2 assists for Marshall King. Ben French with a goal and 2 assists. 1 goal for Inacio. 2 assists for Boiseneau. Suboch with a goal. Tre Leclaire with 4 and 1. Jeff Teat with 3 and 3. Ryland Rees with 2 goals and assists for the long pole. And Tom Semple rounds it out with 2 goals of his own.
And Inacio, of course, 19 for 21 at the X.
Oh.
Amazing.
Lights out from the X for Inacio here tonight. Mozzie's looking for the 50-50 winner. This one is in the books. We're going to get you on your way. Canada improves to 1 and 1. England drops to 0 and 2. England, Australia at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Canada, Iroquois at 7:30. We'll have them both for you right here on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Novus. For our production team, for Andy Watson, I'm Jake Elliott. And for the fastest game on 2 feet, and for the creative, we'll see you tomorrow from the 2016 U19 World Field Lacrosse Championships from Coquitlam, British Columbia. Have a great night, everybody.